let's start at the beginning. So what were your aspirations before you started? What kind of inspired you to start the business? How did the whole idea come about?
So I went to university in Canada, and while I was living there, I felt very left out every weekend when all my friends were participating in these competitions called fantasy sports, but they revolved around a bunch of sports I had no clue about, like hockey, basketball, American football. As an Egyptian, I was just used to watching football or soccer. Uh, so when I moved there and I saw how big fantasy sports were and how exciting they made it to watch a sport, even if you didn't know anything about the team. I realized that there was a big market gap because football or soccer is much bigger in the Middle East and Africa than most of the other sports combined in the United States and Canada. So that got me very excited. I did some research. I realized that no one was doing this for the over billion fans in the Middle East and Africa. And that got me very excited. So I basically built a very cheap app built in India from some guy I'd never met. And the goal was just to test out and see if people would find this something exciting, or if this is something they would play. So we did that. We launched it in Egypt, and the feedback was too good for how bad the app was. So that's when you know you really hit something, is when something's broken but people keep wanting to come back and try it again. And that's basically how we got started on the journey for Eksab.
How cheap is cheap? How cheap is it to get an app made? Just out
So
of
so you
curiosity.
so this was late 2016, and I think we paid around $500 in total. And that to me was just crazy, that you can get someone on the other side of the world to build you an app that does what it's supposed to do most of the time for around $500. That to us was very exciting because we could test out our whole idea and spend very little money.
So from this very poor standard app, how did you, how quickly did things grow? How did you actually get your first users and start building momentum and actually start improving the app?
Yeah, so we sent the app to our friends, and they all downloaded it. They shared it with their friends, and it was iOS only, and it was in English only. So that really limited the market at the start. And like I said, we were just learning at the time. We were trying to basically understand the market. So we basically sent it to our friends, and eventually there were more people downloading and signing up to the app than our servers could handle. I think at the time our expectation was we would get 25 people to play. We got around 2,500 people to download and play the app. And we had more people who wanted to play, but because it was only in English and only on iOS, we couldn't even offer that to them. So the demand was much more than we anticipated, and that got us very excited. Even though the app itself was not the best thing in the world, we definitely validated our idea. At the same time, Nike in Egypt and Mince Burgers, which is a big burger chain, and Easy Trav, which is a tourism company, they all approached us to sponsor the app at the time. And to send the best performing users on the app to Marseille in France to watch the Germany versus France game from these unbelievable seats. So that got even more people excited and got us even more excited to actually put our heads together and figure out how we can build this into a proper business.